Good morning, yogis. Welcome to your Tuesday morning Vinyasa flow class. I'm Tom, or Tommy, be guiding you through your practice this morning on behalf of Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. As always, please make sure you visit our website, urbanyoga.org. We have all the latest on classes going on in terms of being out here at the park, also our Zoom classes, and there's links to our YouTube class. And always please visit that virtual tip jar to keep our wonderful community going strong. So great to see a good crowd out here this morning. Wonderful weather. As usual, we were just talking about another horrible day in paradise. So great to see everybody, and great to see everybody on Zoom this morning. Okay, so for our class today, we're just going to explore some twisting and get into some twisting and just kind of breaking down the anatomy of twists a little bit, working with the breath, and also just trying to make twists as accessible as possible. Everybody's body is a little different. We're all at different spots in our practice. So just looking at how we can make twists more accessible for you this morning. Great for detoxifying, rejuvenating, replenishing, and that's what we're gonna get into this morning. So let's just come to a nice comfortable seat. Have your props nearby this morning, blocks, blanket, whatever, strap. Again, all about that accessibility in our practice. So come to that comfortable seat. You can have legs crossed, whatever feels comfortable for you. Sit up on a nice blanket. And we'll just begin as usual, just checking in with our guide, which is our breath throughout our practice. So just take a moment here to begin to settle in. Feel the root of your seat firming into the ground. Begin to draw the breath in, lengthening that inhalation to a count of 4 or 5, just letting it happen naturally at first. Beginning to expand the sides of the rib cage. Lengthen that exhalation as you root down a little further in your seat. Just beginning to make that transition from being the busy mind, the doer, to slowing down to being the conscious observer in our practice. So just beginning to observe the qualities of the present moment, sensation of the breath coming in cool through the nostrils, running down the back of the throat, filling up the lungs. You exhale, just begin to tune into the sensations of touch, the earth supporting and holding you up, or your hands are maybe touching your knees or your thighs. Maybe the palms are face up, just receiving. Beginning to tune into the sensations of the sounds of your environment. If we're outside, the birds chirping, people off in the distance. Maybe if you're at home, just the quiet calm. Just drawing all the sensations inward. Continue with that rhythm of breath. Let it guide you throughout your practice today. If it's getting a little tougher to breathe, maybe backing off in your practice. If you're pushing yourself, letting that breath be that balance as you find your edge. And if other thoughts or your mind gets busy with things, just returning to that breath, letting it help you remain present. I'd like to always remind you that you are the guru in your practice. I'm here to guide you, but just do what feels good for you. Rest when you need to, push yourself if you'd like to. Just take one more deep round of collective breath here. Inhale, draw in through the nose. Draw the breath into the back of the body as you feel the front side fill up. And exhale, let everything go. Let go of any last bits of tension you might be holding, maybe in the face, in the jaw, soften the throat, soften the heart space in the belly. And softly we'll blink the eyes open here, just coming back to consciousness of our surroundings here. All right, so we're gonna just begin nice and slow here as we begin to work through our twists. Just take a moment, roll the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. Feel that grounding in the hips, the seat. Take a deep breath, lift up through that crown of the head as if someone's gently pulling your head up to the heavens with a little string. Lengthen that spine. Big inhale. As we exhale, we'll just look over that left shoulders, beginning to warm up. You can press down on the knees. Let the gaze follow. Let that go. We'll inhale back to center. Fill up and lengthen. Exhale on over to the other side. Gently release back to center. We'll go ahead and take the neck on over to the right shoulder and begin to walk the left or right hand out. And just begin to lengthen through that right side of the neck as you walk those fingertips out. If you want a little bit more, you can take that opposite arm up and over, just gently nudging the head over to the left and walking those fingertips out on the right. Take a deep breath in to the neck. Exhale, let it go. Gently release, and we'll take that on over to the other side. So walk the fingertips away. Lengthen through the neck, the shoulders, so one line from the fingertips all the way up. Take a deep breath in here. Gently let that go. All right, shake out the wrists, flick the fingers, just kind of waking up the fingertips, waking up the wrists this morning. Shake them out side to side, flap your wings a little bit. All right, big breath. Lengthen up, look up to the sky. As we exhale, we're gonna begin to take a twist. So do this consciously. We're going to twist from the base of the spine. So begin that twist at the base of the spine. Take that hand over the opposite thigh, and then take that back shoulder and roll that shoulder back to create a little bit more space. Before you get in too deep, inhale and lengthen that spine, fill up, and then exhale, begin to twist from the base of that spine a little deeper and add your gaze last. So we always want to twist from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. Just take a moment here to back off slightly, inhale and fill up again, lengthen, exhale, twist a little deeper. As you take that twist, expel all the air out of the body completely. And then as soon as you begin to release, you want to flood the body with that fresh breath. So as soon as you release, inhale again, come back to center. So really, really nice as we are in that constriction. As soon as we let go, all that blood flow is coming back in, the oxygen's coming in, replenishing and refreshing and detoxifying. So let's take that to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, begin to twist from the base of the spine. Take that left hand across the thigh, roll that shoulder back behind you, lengthen again. Exhale, twist a little deeper, add the gaze last. You can back off slightly, inhale and fill up again. Exhale, twist a little deeper, constrict. Hold it there for a second. And then as you unwind, inhale, fill back up. Exhale, arms back down. So we're kind of working through those twists. A lot of times we're just rolling right into them. We're constricting. Just work through those little micro movements. Really, really nice to pay attention and just get the most out of those twists as possible. All right, let's inhale back up. Lift up, look up. As we exhale, we're going to take that left hand on over to the side. You can walk the fingertips out. You can bend the elbow here. We want to root down through that opposite hip As we reach up and out, taking a nice side bend here. So breathe into that right side of the rib cage, those spaces in between the ribs. Your gaze can come up and under that arm a little bit more, opening up the chest. Let's take a deep breath in here. As we exhale, we're gonna rotate and line up our sternum over that knee and then reach out and begin to fold forward. So begin to walk those fingertips forward, whatever degree is comfortable for you here. So you don't need to be all the way down. So we're getting a nice rotation in that spine. Maybe belly's coming down towards that thigh. Take a deep breath into the backside here of the body. Inhale, take that arm that's extended and take it up behind you and rotate back. Maybe some circles with that wrist, both directions. We'll release, come back to center. Inhale it up. Exhale, we'll take that side body stretch. We're down through that opposite hip. Take that arm up and then reach it over. Breathe into that left side of the body. Inhaling, filling up. Exhaling, extending. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate sternum over leg, reach out and begin to fold forward, whatever degree is comfortable for you. Just begin to tune into those sensations of rooting down, what's rooting, what's reaching, and the breath flowing between those two opposing forces. Let's take a big inhale, peel that left arm back, a little twist back behind you, circle the wrists, both directions. And we'll go ahead and release. All right, let's go ahead and roll over the knees here. We'll get ourselves set up in a tabletop position. So we're pretty padded out here with the grass at the park, but you can also have a blanket across the knees for a little added cushioning there. So take a moment, just get yourself organized, get yourself set up with our hips lined up right over our knees, and we got our shoulders lined up over our wrists. Just take a moment here and kind of stretch out the feet and the wrists. So you can tuck those toes, begin to push the hips back a little bit, wiggle side to side, waking up the feet. Push those heels back. Just kind of rocking back and forward. We can go ahead and release, tuck the toes. Go ahead and flip the wrists around and just begin to push down to whatever degree is comfortable for you. If you lean back, you're going to get a little bit more stretch in that forearm. If that's a little too much, you can also just come up and just use your opposite hand here. So just getting a nice stretch in those forearms. Do both sides. And then we'll go ahead and flip the wrists over. So fingertips inverted towards us, pushing down on the back of the hand, getting a stretch in the top of the forearm. So if you want more, you can lean back. Or again, you can do this just sitting up and just using the opposite hand. Do both sides. And when you're ready, let's come back to center. Let's work through some cat-cows, getting some nice spinal flexion here. So get yourself organized, nice and set up. Our anchors are our top of our feet, so root those firmly into the ground. And begin to broaden across the clavicles. Lift that tailbone up to the sky. Engage the belly here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, push that floor away. Reduce the amount of space in between the scapula and shoulder blades. Draw the belly in and draw your gaze inward. Move with the breath. Lift your tail, lift the heart, push down through the tops of those feet. Take a big sip of air. Exhale, hips forward, push the floor away, reduce that space between the scapula. And just rock back and forth, getting some nice spinal flexion here this morning. Keep that breath active. Maybe you want to add on a little bit, looking over right shoulder, left shoulder, swaying hips side to side. And let's all do a little twist here. So keep the hips facing forward and then just begin to walk the palms on over to one side. So hips straight as much as possible. They might want to follow you. And then just push down, push the floor away, begin to look over that opposite shoulder. Let's take one more breath in. Walk it on back to center. Take a moment, set yourself up, and we'll take that to the other side. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, begin to walk the palms over to the side. Keep those hips facing forward as much as possible. Add the gaze last. All right, we'll go ahead and release there. We'll walk it on back to center. Place the hands down, fingertips nice and firm and wide. We're gonna go ahead and just step the left leg or right leg back, sorry. And push through the toes here. Spread the toes nice and wide. Push through that heel, getting a nice calf stretch. And then when you're ready and feeling nice and grounded and firm, go ahead and float that leg up. Push the heel like you're kicking the back of the wall. Draw the belly towards the spine, so belly's engaged here. We're gonna take a deep inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna draw that knees in towards the nose. Push the floor away to create some space here. So maybe it doesn't come all the way up. We're just creating some space. Inhale, take it back behind you. Big sip of air. Exhale, push the floor away. Draw the knee in towards the nose. Take it back one more time. Big sip of air. This time we're gonna take it into a low lunge. So push that floor away to create space and take your time. Maybe you need to kind of scoot that front foot up. Take a moment, get yourself nice and organized. You can also have your blocks nearby. We're gonna be coming into a low lunge here. So take a moment, set yourself up. Make sure that the front foot's not too in line with the body, so you want it to be off to the side slightly. We have nice square hips, front knee lined up over heel. And our anchor here is that back foot. So really press down into that back foot. Draw the heart space up, draw the tailbone down. Let's inhale and add the arms if you'd like. Rotate those pinkies inward. Lift up, look up. Press into that big toe in the front and the top of the back foot. And let's draw those palms into the heart center. And we're gonna take that twist. So move with intention here. Inhale, lengthen, fill up. And options, you can take the elbow across and come into a lower twist. So if you're doing that, lean forward first. Or if you want, you can just take a high twist here. So whatever is accessible for you. So if you're taking that front twist, lean forward, draw the elbow across, and then begin to draw those the palms in towards the heart. Using that as leverage to open up through the front of the body. And just as we were doing in that seated twist, take a moment, you can back off a little bit, inhale and fill up. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Expel all the air out of the body. And then as soon as you begin that release, inhale and flood the body with that fresh oxygen, blood flow. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, let's take the palms down. Tuck the back toes. We're gonna straighten out that front leg. So you're sinking the hips back here. You can also have your blocks alongside you for a little added support. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Pull those front toes back towards you. So foot is flexed. And then begin to walk the palms forward, reach forward with the crown of the head, take a deep inhale, exhale, begin to fold in. So get a nice hamstring stretch in that front foot, front leg. If you want a little bit more, you can take, like I said, be your left hand, take it to the outer edge of the foot, and you can sort of take a little micro twist here as well. Check in with the breath. All right, let's take our time and begin to unwind here. Walk yourself back forward. Set yourself back up, untuck that back foot. Let's take it up one more time. Inhale up. This time we're going to take a high twist. So inhale. As we exhale, we're going to take that left hand across the body, roll that opposite shoulder back, and use that on the back side of the body across the sacrum as a little bit of leverage here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, add the gaze. If you want a little bit more, you can take that hand that's on the sacrum, take it down the back side of the leg, and then float that other arm back and up, taking a little back bend twist here. Take one more breath in. Exhale, we're gonna let that go. Place it on down. And we'll go ahead and step that leg back. Let's just take us child's pose here. So bring those toes together, let those hips go nice and wide. Begin to walk fingertips forward, creating some space for the heart to sink in. Just take a moment here to notice maybe how one side feels a little different than the other. Notice the quality of breath. Notice the qualities of the moment, the sounds, the sensations. And just sort of let them all meld together. That is the yoga. That is the union. Take one more deep cleansing breath here. Fill up the back side of the body. Press the hips back a little bit as you exhale. And then take your time, walk fingertips back towards you. And we'll get set up to take that low lunge to the other side. Let's get ourselves organized. Set that firm foundation. So we'll take that opposite leg back that you did the first time. Tuck those toes, press back through that heel, stretch that calf out. When you're ready, engage the belly, draw that belly button towards the back of the spine, float that leg up, push through that heel and flex that foot. Take a big inhale, exhale, push the floor away, draw the knee in. Move with the breath, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze in. Let's do that one more time. Push the floor away, create some space for that foot, and take your time, inch that heel up to where it needs to be. Have your props nearby if you need them. And build that strong foundation. Tail rooting down, crown reaching up. Inhale those arms up overhead. Rotate the pinkies inward. Push into those anchors, that front toe, that back top of the foot. Big inhale here. Exhale, draw palms into heart center. We'll take that twist opposite side. Lean forward with the crown of the head. Big sip of air in. Exhale, draw elbow across, and then begin to draw the palms into the heart center as much as possible. Squeezing that front thigh in towards the body, towards the rib cage. Play around with that quality of breath. So maybe backing off just slightly and filling up again. Exhaling, twisting a little deeper. And expel all the air out of the body. As soon as you release, big inhale, fill everything up. Exhale, palms down. Tuck that back toe. We'll set ourselves up second side here. So drop the hips back, pop those toes up in the front, draw them back towards the kneecap. Reach forward with the crown of the head. Big inhale. Exhale, begin to sink in. So reaching forward with the crown, drawing hips back. If you want a little bit more, you can reach that hand across, reaching for the outside of that foot. Sinking in a little deeper, kind of a little micro twist here. We lost our son. All right, let's go ahead and unwind gently here. Untuck that back foot. Bring yourself back up to that low lunge. Take a moment, get yourself situated. Inhale those arms up again. Exhale, twist from the base of the spine. Roll that back shoulder back to create more space. Place it across the sacrum here on the back side, using that for a little bit of leverage to open up through the chest. And then if you want a little bit more, you drop that hand to the back of the thigh. And take a little bit of a back bend here. That front thigh is going to want to open up, kind of squeeze it back in. And then gently, wherever you're at, begin to unwind. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, take it down. And we'll go ahead and step that leg back. All right, great job, everyone. Just getting warmed up here. Let's begin to make our way into downward facing dog. You can go ahead and tuck back toes. Begin to lift the hips up towards the sky, tailbone lifted. Begin to pedal out one leg at a time. Walking feet a little bit more forward to get the heels closer to the earth. And then you can sort of pedal them back as you start to create more space. Check in with those fingertips, spread nice and wide. And then take a moment and just sort of roll the triceps in towards the ears, zipping all that energy up into the center line of the body. Take a deep breath in, fill everything up, lift the heels up. Exhale, begin to let everything go, sink the heels down. Just begin to walk the feet up towards the hands, so take your time. One foot at a time, stretching through those calves as you go. And when you get where you're going, just kind of bend the knees, grab for the opposite elbows, and just let the head hang and be heavy. Kind of shake the head yes and no. If you have a block, go ahead and grab that and place it right underneath the face. You might need to just look up here for 1 second. So I want you to focus on a twist that's going to help out your IT band. So what we're going to do, you're going to have the block in front of you. The hand that's down, that leg is going to be bent, okay? So I got left hand down, I got left leg bent. I'm going to straighten the opposite leg. And then when I twist open, I'm going to get a nice stretch on that outer IT band, okay? So we're going to go ahead, Start whatever side's comfortable for you. So hand that's down, bend that knee, and then push that other thigh back to straighten it. And then inhale, peel that arm up and begin to twist. So you should feel that right on the outside of that leg going all the way up and down on that IT band. If that's a little too much, you can back off on that straightened leg and kind of work back into it. And the deeper the twist, the higher up that stretch is going to go in the leg. All right, let's gently release that. We'll take that to the other side. So opposite hand down. That knee is bent. Begin to straighten the opposite leg. Inhale, twist. Stacking shoulders up. Take one more breath in here. And let's go ahead and let that go. Go ahead and release, fold forward. And then inhale, we're gonna flatten out, coming into a half fold. So push the thighs back, reach forward with the crown of the head, broaden through the clavicles and the shoulder blades. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, draw the energy up through the feet, through the legs, into the pelvis, into the belly. Lift out and up. Reach up, push the hips forward. Gentle back bend here. Go ahead and draw the palms in towards the heart center. Let the fingertips fall to the side. Take a moment here, close the eyes. Just observing how the body's feeling right now. Keep the eyes closed. Just take a moment and consciously spread all 10 toes really wide. So lift all 10 toes off the mat. Spread them really, really wide and begin to place one down at a time. Feel that connection with the earth. Feel that grounding, that strong root in the heels. Keep the eyes closed. Just begin to sort of play around with this engagement. Play around with engaging the kneecaps, so slightly pull them up and in. Keep the breath flowing. Draw the belly button towards the back of the spine. Zip those lower ribs down and in, so you're feeling that strong connection between your torso and your pelvis. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and shoot those fingertips down towards the earth as you lift up through the crown of the head. Mountain pose. Take a big sip of air in through the nostril. Let it all go. Softly blink the eyes open. All right, everybody doing good? Just kind of shake it out a little bit. We'll get into a little bit of a standing flow here. Grab a sip of water, anything you need. Everybody doing good on Zoom? All right. All right, so we're gonna work through some standing poses here. Have your blocks off to the sides as you need them. All right, I'll face this way first and then I'll kind of turn as we go. All right, so let's go ahead and root down into the left side. Begin to peel that heel up. What am I doing? Left side for you, right for me. Begin to draw that knee up into the chest, just getting a little balance here. Push those palms together. Check in with that belly. Inhale the arms up. If you fall, no big deal. And then exhale, just gonna take a little balance twist here. So take that hand across the thigh, roll that back shoulder back. If you fall, no big deal. And if you don't wanna do the balance, that's cool too. We're just trying to get that nice, long, lengthening torso twist. Stay a minute, wobble, get out of it. Gently begin to unwind. Inhale the arms back up. Draw palms into heart center. And we're gonna make our way back to crescent lunge. So if you can make a little transition back, push through the heel, place the foot down, and take a moment to get yourself set up. So make sure you're not on a tight rope. You don't want your feet completely in line. So we're about hip distance apart. Line that front knee right over that front foot. And then you can bend that back knee, sink down through the tail, and then push that heel away. So nice, long, strong leg in the back. Inhale the arms up. Sink down through the tail, lift up through our crown. Let's draw those palms into heart center. And options here with the twist. You can take it up nice and high and just be here. You can draw those palms in, reach forward, and draw the elbow across. So again, what's accessible for you? So sometimes a teacher might be cueing this and doing revolve triangle and stuff. You can just be up here and still getting the same benefits of that twist. You can always go a little deeper and always back off. Obviously, it's a little harder. We got a balance going on. We got a twist going on. Stay with the breath. Inhale, back up. Exhale, take it down, and we're going to set up for pyramid pose. So now we're going to line both feet up so they're directly pointing forward. You can go ahead and grab your blocks here. We want to straighten that front leg. And then begin to walk that back foot back until you can feel a nice hamstring stretch. Reach forward with that crown of the head. Lengthen, and then exhale, begin to fold in on over that leg to whatever degree is comfortable. Big inhale here. Let it all go. Begin to bend that front leg. Go ahead and step yourself forward. We're going to drop into a chair pose. Squeeze those thighs together like you have a block in between them. Begin to sit that tail down and shoot those fingertips up and out. Want a little bit more to play with? Bring both palms forward. Keep that front one, keep one facing forward, and begin to draw the other one back like you're drawing a bow back behind you. Knees are going to want to follow. Keep the knees facing forward. Inhale, center. Peel it back. Let the gaze follow. Inhale, center. Palms to heart center. Take yourself on up. Shake it all out. All right, wonderful job, everyone. Let it all go. We'll take that to the second side. So get yourself nice and stable. Spread those toes nice and wide. That firm foundation. Pull those kneecaps up and in. Belly button towards the back of the spine. Then begin to shift that weight into the opposite leg. And then peel the heel up. Squeeze the thigh in towards the center of the body. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, move slowly. Move with intention. Roll that back shoulder back, create space. Squeeze that front thigh in towards the center of the body. Maybe you want to extend the arm out. Move with intention, back to center, wobble, shake. Maybe you make that transition. Maybe you just work yourself into that crescent lunge any way that feels good. All right, get that nice firm foundation. We don't want a wobbly foundation. Take a moment here. Bend that back knee, sink down, push through that heel and straighten out. Sink down through that tail, up through our crown. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist whatever degree is comfortable. So it can be that high twist, it can be that low twist. Take the elbow across, draw the palms in towards the sternum as much as possible. All right, gently let's unwind. Inhale up, exhale, take it down. Set yourself up with your blocks and take a moment. Set yourself up for that pyramid pose, second side. So you want heels pretty much down on the ground as much as possible so you can walk that back foot in if you need to a little bit more. Straighten through that front leg. That's why blocks are so great here, bringing the earth up to us, making things more accessible, friendly and fun. All right, root down through the heels, reach out with the crown, take a deep breath in and exhale, fold in on over that front leg. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, gently let's release. If you have your blocks, you can place them on out to the side. Step it back forward. Inhale, draw that energy up through the legs. Reach them up and out. Exhale, bring the palm center. All right. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set up for a Malasana Pose. I highly recommend a block here because we're going to work through a couple twists here. So you can have 2 blocks if you like, 1 block. Got ants coming to visit me. If this is too much on the hips or just it's just uncomfortable for you, you can also just sit down with a wide leg stance, okay? So we want this to be comfortable, we want this to feel good. So just take a moment here. Toes are pointed out, heels are drawn in. Go ahead and spread the knees nice and wide, open up through the pelvis, roll those shoulders up, back and down, palms together. And go ahead and bring those thumbs in towards the sternum. You can bring those elbows to the inside of those knees. So for me, I actually probably got to go down a little further so I'm feeling the stretch. You want to feel it in the hips. So if you're up too high, you can come down a little further. Find that edge for you. And then lift up through the crown as you feel that root down through your tail. Breathe into the hips, breathe into the pelvis. Try not to round the spine, so try to broaden through the shoulders. And then we'll just do a little open here. So go ahead and take that right hand to the inside of that thigh. Inhale, draw the bow back and open. And so use that inside, that forearm on the inside to give yourself a little more leverage. Opening through the chest, breathing into the hips. If you want to add the bind, Johnny, go ahead, extend that arm, draw the thumb down, bend the elbow back, squeeze that leg in, maybe open up a little bit more. Let's take one more deep breath in here. Gently, let's go ahead and release. Situate yourself. We'll take that to the other side. Bring that forearm to the inside, opening that hip, and then draw the bow back behind you. Open up through that heart space. Try to keep the belly somewhat active here so it's not just sinking too far into this block. All right, let's go ahead and gently release there. Go ahead and place the hands down on the mat and then just begin to heel toe your heels in towards each other. Place that block out of the way. Actually, place the block Still right in front of you. Let's use it here. And go ahead and step the feet nice and wide. So nice wide-legged stance. Toes are still slightly pointed in. Take a moment, build that foundation. Place that hand on the block in front of you. Then we'll inhale, go ahead and twist and open up. Stacking shoulders. You can play around with the placement of that block on the highest setting, on the lowest setting. You can have 2 blocks there. And we'll go ahead and release. Let's switch sides. Take one more big breath here. Exhale, go ahead and place it back down. Let's take a halfway lift here. Inhale, lift the crown of the head forward, push the hips back. Exhale, we're gonna sink in. So you can rest your head on that block if you need to. Go ahead, just a little inversion here. So get yourself comfortable. You can grab for the back of the calves, gives you a little bit more of a firm foundation. So 2 blocks, 1 block, whatever feels good. Just let everything go. Let that head be heavy. Really, really good for the central nervous system. Just let everything calming down.
When's your next class?
There's a class here Thursday morning, I believe, but I'm here every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday
Yeah.
at
8:15.
every Tuesday at 8:15.
Yeah.
And Thursday, do you know what time it is?
8:15.
8:15.
Yeah.
Great.
And I'll be here Sunday for Valentine's Day at 9:45. Yeah. Yeah. Urbanyoga.org is the website.
Oh, thank you. Do I have to sign up in advance or just show up?
Just show up. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So wherever you're at, go ahead and place your hands on your hips. And when you come up, don't use your head, the weight of your head, use your core here. So head weighs like what, 10, 12 pounds or something. So we don't want to damage the neck. So go ahead and use your core strength to lift up. Let's go ahead and heel toe those feet in. And we'll go ahead and just make our way down to a seated position. I'm having a hard time talking today. All right, sort of begin to wind things down a little bit. You can grab yourself a blanket, have your blocks nearby. And we'll work through some seated twist here. You move a little forward so you can see me. All right, so take the legs nice and long out in front of you. Just begin to wiggle the legs a little bit side to side. We want to make sure we're in front of those sitting bones. So if we're sitting back on our sitting bones, we're trying to fold, we're never going to fold forward. So we want to be up, lift up through the hips, kind of wiggle the bum there, get in front of those sitting bones, and then keep those feet flexed, toes drawn back towards the knees. Inhale, let's lift up. Exhale, reach forward, begin to sink in. So grab for whatever you can get through. It might be the tops of the thighs, might be the shins. You can have a block here for the head if you like. And creating length by pushing down and straightening out the backs of the legs as much as possible. All right, let's begin to release here. So go ahead and bend the knee on one of the legs. And then go ahead and reach underneath that leg. And we're just gonna kind of rock the baby here. So just working that hip, that outer hip. You can take the arms underneath, prayer position. It can just be out in front of you. So the more you draw it into the chest, the more of that stretch you're gonna get. Keep that front foot flexed so it's not just falling off to the side. It's active. And then options here. We're gonna go ahead and take the foot. You can take it across the leg. You can take it to the inside of the leg. So the inside of the leg is gonna be a little bit easier. Across is gonna be a little bit more of a deeper twist here. Gonna take a moment, make sure you're in front of those sitting bones so you can kind of lift up and then get in front of those sitting bones. Keep that front foot nice and active here. Inhale, lift, create that length. And then just as we did before, let's work through this intentionally. So beginning to twist from the base of the spine, squeeze that thigh in, create some space, make sure your ribs aren't catching on that thigh. And then roll that back shoulder back, keep that front foot nice and flexed. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, push through that heel and twist a little deeper. Some people like to have a block back behind them. My arms are like way too long for that, but everyone's body's a little different. Some people find a block is really good to have some stability back here as well. So inhale, back off a little bit, fill back up. Exhale, push and twist a little deeper. Gently begin to unwind yourself here. We're going to inhale, lift up, keep that front foot flexed. Exhale, we're going to twist the opposite way. So an open twist. First one was a closed twist. And just feel how that feels a little bit different. Roll that back shoulder back. You can take that elbow to the inside of that thigh, use it for a little bit more leverage. Really love those counter twists. So closed twist and open twist. All right, gently begin to unwind yourself here. We're gonna lift this heel up that was crossed over. And we're gonna go ahead and options here. You can have a strap, you can grab for toes, you can just grab for the back of the thigh. And then that front foot, you can bring it in, that heel in towards the bum to give you a little bit more stability, or it can be straightened out. So heron pose here. So make it accessible for you. So if it's just sort of flexing that front leg, have that strap. If you want to get a little bit deeper, you can grab for outside edge and then open up back behind you. So a little open twist. If that's not happening, forget about it. All right, let's go ahead and get out of that pretzel. Straighten the legs back out and just take a moment. Kind of bounce the thighs a little bit. Feel how one side feels a little different than the other. Let's inhale, lift up again. Flex those feet. Draw those toes back towards the knees. Exhale, fold in. One side of the body feels a little longer right now. A little bit. All right, begin to walk those fingertips back in. We'll go ahead and rock the baby on the other side. So then draw that heel in. Take those arms up underneath or just the palms. And then just a gentle rock side to side. Feel it on that outer edge of the hip. Keep that front foot active. Maybe Johnny puts it behind his head. All right, and then whatever you did on the first side, so you can bring it to the inside of that leg. Cross it over if you like. Inhale, we'll lift up. Create that length. Exhale, twist gently from the base of the spine. Roll that back shoulder back behind you. Push the heel of the hand down to create length. And keep that front foot flexed and active. Take a moment and just unwind just a little bit. Fill up with air. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Gently begin to unwind yourself. We'll take that opposite counter twist. Inhale up. Exhale, go ahead and twist back. Roll that back shoulder back. Push into the heel of the hand to create length. Keep that front foot active and flexed. All right, I'll begin to unwind, let that all go. Go ahead and bring this heel back up to where we started. We'll go and extend that leg forward, grab for whatever's available for you. Back of the thigh, strap, kitchen towel, all kinds of good stuff. Lift up with the heart and the chest so we're not sinking down here. You want a little bit more, reach for the outer edge of that foot, reach it back behind you. Stay for as long as is comfortable, so basically get out of it. We'll let all that go. And then go ahead and draw your heels in together into Baddha Konasana. So hips should feel nice and open here. Wiggle yourself a little bit side to side. The more you pull your heels in, a little bit more intense that stretch is going to be. Take a moment, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Lift up. Big sip of air in. Exhale, begin to walk fingertips forward, whatever degree is comfortable for you here. You can have a block for your head. Try not to let that tailbone pop up too much. So still rooting down through those hips and tail. Alrighty, let's go ahead and let all that go. Go ahead and grab for the outer edges of the knees, help yourself out. We're gonna come down to our backs. Before you guys go to your backs, let me just show you kind of what we're gonna do so that you're not trying to look up and see where I'm at. A lot of times when we're on our backs and we do our twists, we grab a knee and then we twist it across the body. So we're gonna kind of reverse engineer a twist here, which is really, really nice. And I really enjoy this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come onto our sides and our knees are gonna be bent. And we're gonna come down to our shoulder and we're gonna be kind of closed like a book here. So we're gonna be firm like on the side of the body, nice long straight body to the edge of the mat. And then we're just gonna peel the arm back and open up into the twist. So instead of twisting the knees, we're gonna kind of reverse it. So we're gonna be here, we're gonna draw back and lay the shoulders down and then open up, and we'll do that on the other side. It's kind of a nice way to explore a twist that you're not twisting the knees. So go ahead and come onto the side of the body. Knees are bent here. So feet or shins are kind of at a 90-degree angle with the thighs. And then extend that shoulder out and then go ahead and close the other one on over like a closed book. So when we begin to twist, just move very, very slowly. Begin to peel that top arm, across the chest, and just let those shoulders kind of drop and open up. So really, really nice way to get into a twist. Shoulders are down, firm against the ground. Feeling that firm foundation. A little squeeze in the inner thighs here, just still a little bit active. Draw the breath in towards the belly. A lot of times when we're twisting, our shoulders like to pop up. So this is just a really nice way of having the shoulders down. If you want, that top leg can sort of extend up and out. So that'll add a little bit more onto that twist. And then you can take that hand that was on the bottom and just grab on top of that thigh, deepening that twist a little bit more. And then your gaze goes towards that opposite way you're twisting. So just play around with that for one more breath or two, where you're backing off in the twist, you're filling everything up. On the exhale, twisting a little deeper. And then we're just going to come out of that the same way we went into it. So go ahead and close the book. So you're going to take that hand that was on top, take it across the body, and close everything up. And then just go ahead and roll over to the opposite side, and we're going to do that same twist on the opposite side. So a lot of times when you're winding down your practice and someone just says, oh, do whatever favorite twist, this is a good one to explore and kind of do something a little bit different that you're not used to. All right, so set yourself up. Go ahead and close the book here. Nice firm foundation in the hips, side of the body, and then gently begin to peel it back. Open up the book, open up through the chest and the heart. Squeeze those knees together. And then if you want a little bit more, you can extend that top leg out. And then your gaze goes the opposite direction of the twist. Take one more deep breath in here. Let it all go. And then take your time. Go ahead and close everything back up where we came. Draw that top leg in if you had it out. And just go ahead and roll right over onto your backs here. Let's just take a happy baby. Malasana Pose. So let those hips open up. Press those feet up toward the sky. And draw those knees down towards the elbows. Kind of let your tailbone sink down. Your tailbone's going to want to pop up here. So draw your tailbone down towards the earth. Maybe a little rock side to side. And fill up with one last big breath. And exhale, just let everything go. Place the legs down. Set yourself up for whatever version of Shavasana is comfortable for you this morning. If legs are wide, just let those ankles open up, kind of like a book, which in turn will open up the hips and the pelvis. Palms can be facing up towards the sky. Just take a moment here to enjoy the benefits of your practice. Notice how the body feels from where we began. Just keeping tuned into the qualities of the moment, sounds, sensations, your relationship with yourself, and your relationship with your surroundings. Just let your heartbeat settle into your chest. Soften the brow, soften the throat, soften the belly. Just let the bones be heavy here against the earth as the earth holds you up. Nothing left to do but just surrender. And allow me to call you back in a few moments. All right, let's begin to softly deepen the breath. And welcome sensation back into the body by wiggling fingers, toes, micro movements of raising the eyebrows or moistening the lips. Let's take one last full body stretch by drawing the ankles together, arms up overhead, flex and point the toes. Nice long spine here. Draw the breath in. Exhale, draw those knees in towards the heart space. Give yourself one final squeeze as you draw the tailbone down towards the earth. Make your way up to a comfortable seated position by rolling off to one side. Keep the gaze soft or the eyes closed. Just set yourself up in Sukhasana, an easy seated pose here. Take a moment to get yourself organized in our final pose, lining up that heart over hips, head over heart. Down through your base, rise up through the crown. Just notice how you feel. Notice the breath. We're going to inhale those arms up overhead. Reach up and look up to the sky. Place those palms together and draw them down into the heart space. Press those thumbs against the sternum, lift up through the chest. Just take a moment here to acknowledge the self-care that you've done this morning, filling us up with courage, compassion, and contentment, letting go of fear, judgment, and desire. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for attending today in person, in the park, on Zoom. Namaste. Please acknowledge your fellow yogis nearby. Please make sure you visit that website to help us out and keep this wonderful community going strong. I'm Tom. Wonderful to guide you guys this morning. Look forward to seeing you again. I'll be out here subbing for Kristen on Valentine's Day. It should be a pretty fun practice at 9:45. That's a gentle class. And I'm here every Tuesday.